Hey, Lorelia here, back with yet another Pyromancer Anomaly build, and oh boy, this time I've got a good one. Holy shit, I've got a good one for you guys. Holy shit, this build is just insane. Insane. It's ridiculously good. I love it. It's my new main build. I do everything with it. Solo, co-op, I don't care. I put this on and I just destroy everything. It's just great. It's insane. I've managed to reach 900,000 anomaly power with this build. I'm pretty sure it can go further under the right circumstances with all the buffs going on at the same time. I'm gonna show you the screenshot of that 900k right the fuck now. You see it? You see it? How insane that is? Yeah. Now let's get right into the build. Right into the build. Let's get in our inventory here right now. These are the pieces that I'm using. Let's go start with the weapons. I have Death Shield and an Inferno Seed. My Death Shield has a Fortress and Shadow Comet. Fortress for that. Yeah, I finally got a Death Shield with Fortress. Look at it. Look at it. So pretty. Hang on. Let's see the details. Look at this gun. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's not really my favorite. Whoa, was that a... You guys see those three triangles there? That looks like an Anthem thing to me. Is that an Anthem reference? Huh, would be funny if it was. Anyway, let's get back into it. Death Shield with Fortress, 43%, receive up to 43% damage bonus based on your armor. 43% of 52,000. That's a nice buff. And Shadow Comet, because you know what Shadow Comet does, 210k damage and 3.5 meter radius every 3 seconds for just a single hit. It's insane, very good mod. My secondary weapon that I use Inferno Seed because I prefer it. It's my favorite. I really like Inferno Seed. It's not the ideal. It has Wrath of Moloch and Shadow Comet. 2 Shadow Comets is really good because you can just weave between them. You shoot the guy with Death Shield, proc Shadow Comet, switch to Inferno Seed, Inferno Seed, proc Shadow Comet, and just, you know, go back and forth between them. You just keep hitting that meteor over and over again. But what you really want to use here is like Funeral Pyre that already comes with Shadow Comet, and then you put Fortress in the Funeral Pyre. So you will always have Fortress going on, and you will always have access to a Shadow Comet. I can't do that right now because I only have one Death Shield, so I don't have the Fortress perk unlocked to put another gun, so this is the best I got for now. Now, here's the spicy one. Here's the spicy one. Here's the spicy one. These are the skills that we are using. We're using Overheat, Heat Wave, and Phaser Beam. Our Phaser Beam is going to be hitting for way past 1,000,000 damage. And Overheat, believe it or not, our Overheat is going to be hitting for past 2.6 million damage. I've reached 3 million damage with a single cast of Overheat already. It's ridiculous. It's just stupid. And look at the cooldowns. 4.6 seconds, 7.7 6.7 seconds, 6.4 seconds. You're just going to be spamming this all the time. Not to mention that we have 2 casts of Heat Wave with this build. Now let's take a look at the class. This is the stuff we're going to be using. It's slightly different from the Eruption Akari that I did a couple of days ago. Of note, we have all the good cooldown stuff. Word Ablaze, that reduces our explosive cooldown by 15%. Another one right here, 30%. We have Warm Up that reduces our Ignite skills cooldown by 15%. That's going to reduce both our Heat Wave and Phaser Beam cooldowns. Word Ablaze is just going to reduce our Overheat, but we really want that to be as low as possible. We also have Fire and Anomaly to give us 12% more anomaly power for 10 seconds every time we activate an explosive skill. And since Overheat is an explosive skill and is on a 4.6 second cooldown, you're pretty much gonna have this buff going on all the time because you're gonna be spamming Overheat all the time. And this time, instead of having Extinction and an extra node here of Mark's Accumulation, we have Phoenix Nestling and the Phoenix perks unlocked. So just so we can have an extra revive in solo, because solo not having a self revive is real dumb, and this is gonna help us a lot. And having this one is just gonna reduce the cooldown by all the way down to 135 seconds. That's pretty good. So we can have Phoenix more often. So let's go look at the mods now. We're using, once again, 3 pieces of the Molten Akari set, for that every enemy damaged by heat wave grants 50% anomaly power bonus for 10 seconds. Again, every enemy damaged. You hit 10 enemies with heat wave, you'll have 550% anomaly power bonus on 10 seconds cooldown. And since our heat wave has 2 procs and is on a 6.7 cooldown, another buff is just going to be going on all the time. On our helmet, we have Fire Tsunami and Size Matters. Fire Tsunami comes with the Akari, Size Matters was modded in. Fire Tsunami is going to increase the width of the firewall from a heat wave. Size Matters is going to increase the radius of our phaser beam. Trust me, that's very important. You really want that. It's an increase by 100%. It doubles it. It's pretty good. On our chest piece, we have Detonator that comes with the chest piece that reduces the overheat cooldown by 50%. That's another way that why our overheat is so low on cooldown. We have Power Assimilation. It boosts our anomaly power by 11k for each elite present on the battlefield. You've done expeditions before, you know how crazy those CT15 get. Sometimes there are 10, 12 elites on the floor at a time, and then suddenly you're gonna be getting over 100k extra anomaly power just from this mod alone, just for existing in the battlefield. Very important to have. On our legs, we have Anomaly Echo and Frequent Phaser. Anomaly Echo is going to give us another 11k anomaly power and bonus skill activation for 15 seconds. Now, I'm not quite sure if this stacks with itself, but even if it doesn't, it's still 11k anomaly power. And since Akari is a percentage bonus, it's going to be scaling off of our total anomaly power that we're going to be getting from everything. Every armor piece just gives us ridiculous amount of anomaly power. We have Frequent Phaser that reduces Phaser's cooldown by 30%. It's a neat little mod to have. You can replace that if you don't really want Phaser that often, but I recommend you use it. The less cooldown you have on your abilities, the better, because it's anomaly build, you're gonna be casting that shit all the time. Now, I finally got them. The perfect purples, the perfect hands, and the perfect feet for this build that I've been wanting to do for so long. This build here is min-maxed to perfection. It has everything I want. Well, quite close to perfection because of the Funeral Pyre not having Fortress. So as soon as we get another Death Shield, we'll be there. But this is like very good, very good. It's very close to perfect. On our hands, we have Anomaly Power, Cooldown Reduction, and Status Power. Phaser's damage scales out of Status Power. So having that shit there, very good. Anomaly Power for the obvious. Cooldown Reduction, again, for the obvious. The hand came with Tidal Wave. Very nice. This skill can be activated for another one more time before triggering cooldown of Heat Wave. So we have 2 casts of Heat Wave. And we modded in Master Consumer. Master Consumer is yet another tier 3 mod. Now what it does, very simple. This skill consumes either Burn or Ash. Status to deal damage. Consuming both at once increases the damage by 150%. This is how you're going to be melting and completely one-shotting every single elite you see in the map. And I guarantee you, if you hit them with 2 hits of Tidal with Heat Wave, 1 phaser, 1 overheat, they're dead. They're dead. They're one shot. You don't even need to hit all of those. If they happen to be affected by both Burn and Ash at the same time, you press your overheat, they're dead. Done. And now on the feet, we have Anomaly Power, Cooldown Reduction, Close Range Damage. Close Range Damage is whatever. It could be Status Power. Status Power is better, but You know, we have anomaly power and cooldown reduction, which are the ones important, and it also came with burnout. Burned out, very good. Heat wave, damaged enemies take 24% more damage for 8 seconds, and this stacks. This stacks, ladies and gentlemen, it stacks. So if you have 3 casts of heat wave, boom 25, boom 50, boom 75% more damage in an AoE cone shape in front of you. It's ridiculous. Suddenly, we only have 2 casts, which is more than enough. But you cast it twice, suddenly all the enemies affected by the ability are taking 50% more damage for 8 seconds. And our heat wave, remember, our heat wave is on a 6.7 seconds cooldown. So it's yet another debuff and yet another buff. It's just forever up. It's forever active. It's ridiculous. It's lovely. It's beautiful. I don't even know how to qualify how good this is. And then we have Ashen Champion. Yet another tier 3. I know, they're tier 3 mods. Anomaly builds aren't cheap to make. And they only really work if you put a lot of effort into them. So unfortunately, if you don't have the stuff yet, go bullet builds. Once you get this stuff, switch to Anomaly. You're never going back to bullet builds. Anomaly is just so good. Anyway, back at it. Ashen Champion, Phaser Beam, inflicts ash on enemies instead of burn. Each enemy hits boosts your anomaly power by 20% for 10 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. We have a lot to unpack in this mod here. First of all, Phaser is an ignite skill. This mod is not going to change that, so it still benefits from the ignite perks from our class tree, so don't worry about that. It's going to inflict ash instead of burn. Downside, they're not going to take damage over time if they survive. Upside, they're going to be frozen in place on crowd control because of the ash. Each enemy hit, not killed, just hit, will boost your anomaly power by 20% for 10 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times. So let's see. 20 plus 20, 40 plus 20, 60 plus 20, 80 plus 20, 100%. It's gonna double whatever anomaly power you have if you hit 5 enemies. Again, not kill, just hit. Less for 10 seconds, and remember guys, our phaser is on a 6.4 second cooldown. So it's yet another buff that's just gonna be forever up. Very ridiculous. Very good. It's amazing how strong anomaly builds can be. It's just, I don't know what to say. You need to put this on and you need to go try it out for yourself. It's great. And this, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this mod synergizes with Master Consumer, because remember, the skill consumes either burn or ash, and if consuming both at once, 150% extra damage dealt to the enemy. So we have Phaser dealing ash in an AoE, and we have Heat Wave dealing burn in an AoE. Then you just overheat and boom, boom, you consumed both. Oh, one quick thing I forgot to mention. Our sidearm? Is that what it's called? Yes, sidearm. Not important. You can use any mod here you want. You can use any gun here you want. It really doesn't matter. Sidearms aren't very good. But what I have here is ultimate vulnerability bullets. So if I just need to kill something faster or need a boss to die real quick for whatever reason, or I'm just pissed at an enemy and I want it to be dead, I just whip this out, do a couple shots in them to trigger vulnerable on them, and I go back to my stuff, to killing them with good old Fortress. That's it. That's the build. If you have this stuff, my friend, you have the best Pyromancer build in your hands. Put it on, give it a try. You're gonna be soloing any CT15 expedition. This thing is guaranteed to make your times drop drastically. You're gonna be clearing so fast and so quickly. And look, we even have 19% skill life leech. That's how good this thing is. You're gonna be healing overheat. When you hit it, it hits all the enemies in the map, basically. it marks them for health, and the damage that it does works with the mark instantly, instantly healing you. So hit 2, 3, 4 enemies, you're always going to be hitting more than one enemy. Your health goes down, you just press Q, in my case Q overheat, and boom, your health is back up. Zero effort. Now here's the synergy of the abilities. You have a bunch of enemies running in front of you, you have a bunch of bosses, elites. What you're gonna want to do is move around the map. With this type of build, you're very glassy, you do a lot of damage, but you take a lot of damage, you're not very tanky, so you're always gonna be when I'm moving, always gonna be when, never stay stationary. And where you're gonna want to move is into funnel positions. You're gonna want to make the enemies follow you in a straight line or as close as possible. Just funnel those enemies towards you. Then you heat them with heat wave. You can be spamming overheat all the time if you want to heal yourself and keep the buffs going from the class tree and from your armors. It doesn't really matter. You're always gonna have overheat for the combo. So you funnel those enemies in. You hit them with 2 waves of heat wave. Then you hit them with a phaser beam. Whatever doesn't instantly die after that will be guaranteed to become a scarred skeleton. Just like those guys in the little movie there. Pyro overheat. After it consumes both burn from the heat wave and ash from phaser beam. This is it. This is it. That's all you have to do. EECQ. Heat wave, phaser, overheat. You don't even need to hit both heat waves in most of enemies. Only those big tanky elites or bosses are gonna need you to do 2 of these. And remember, guys, look at the size of this thing. You're gonna be hitting a fuck ton of enemies, and the VFX is not very representative of the size of the AoE. It's actually much, much wider than this. And the same can be said for phaser. Look at the short cooldowns on this thing. Spam, spam. Spam, spam. The only downside to this build is that phaser takes a fuck ton of time to cast. Really wish there was a mod to reduce cast time. But that's it. That's the build. Look at just alone. Just alone, we passed 180k. And that's without any of the real buffs going on. We're just casting some abilities here, proccing some of the minor buffs, and 196k. When you start hitting the enemies and you start getting those power assimilation, those Ashen champions, and they start stacking together and crumbling together, fusing to become a monstrous anomaly, cosmic power monster of eldritch proportions, and you get what I'm trying to say, right? You get what I'm trying to say. It's good. Put it on, give it a try. And as always, there's gonna be some gameplays from streams or just some gameplay that I recorded after this. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this build, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Damn it. More of them. There's an elevator in this lab.
Yeah, that matches your blueprints for the plant. The elevator should lead to the heart of the facility.
All I'm missing is some elevator music. Whatever that thing is, that switch is disabled. Shira, about those energy spikes? The insurgents had a functioning power cell down here.
What did you do with it?
It's disabled. I'll see if Zahidi can take a look at it. And I found a pod down here.
You saved some lives today, Outrider. I would expect nothing less from you.